So I've been wanting to buy one of these for a long time. This is a FoodSaver. It's one of those vacuum sealed package things that you could put meat or any sorts of, type of thing. For us, with doing the carnivore diet and the carnivore lifestyle, we definitely needed something like this. I have been buying a lot of beef from the local farm out here, royal beef, and I've cut it up in steaks. I put it in Ziplocs and I put it in the freezer, and it just doesn't keep as well. So I needed a better solution, and I've seen these. I know a lot of farmers and hunters out in the area that they use this stuff, and it just works great for them, and they can keep it for a long time. You can label it. And so just today I'm going to walk you through a quick video on how we kind of unpackage it. As you can see here, it's really simple and easy. Now the bags here, you're going to have all sorts of different sizes. This happens to be the gallon size bags, the larger bags. They have thinner bags, smaller bags, and stuff like that. But this FoodSaver is really easy to unpack. It's really easy to kind of get set up. I did fumble along with trying to figure out how to use it, stuff like that, but once I got it figured out. So we're going to cut up some beef. I'm going to show you guys here, as I'm cutting the beef. You guys can do any sort of different types of sizes. You can do thick cut, real thin cut. You can do ground beef. You can do all sorts of different types of stuff. But today, I am just going to cut some of these steaks up. Oh, and as you're trimming this up, you want a bowl here for all the trimmings and stuff like that. I make beef tallow out of it. And then when you're trimming this up, you want to trim it up to your liking. I don't like a thick, big, thick piece of fat. I like to thin it up a little bit, trim it up. I do still like lots of fat, so I'm not going to do this perfect. I'm not a professional butcher here. However, I do like my meats to be a little bit fatty. But I will trim quite a bit of this stuff off. And like I said, with the bowl there, we put all of they call it the renderings, I guess, all the fat. And what we do, and I'll do a separate video on that, what we do is we'll put that in a bowl and I'll cook it up and make some beef tallow, really delicious. So as I get cutting here, as you can see, I'm going to start cutting probably inch to inch and a half thick. I'm going to get some thick ones cut. And this here is a New York. I don't know if you noticed yet or not. It's a New York primal that I bought, and we cut it up in steaks. This was about 17 total pounds of meat, and we're able to get tons of steaks out of this. I want to say there was like 20 some steaks, and I buy it at the local store down here for probably like maybe $7-8 a steak. I got this. I got a ribeye that was also about 17 pounds. And then I got some ground beef for about $300, which isn't bad, especially with ribeyes being so expensive these days. But anyway, so cutting this up, getting nice and cut, and getting down to the last one here. And as you can see, we're getting ready to kind of bag these up, getting ready to store them. And, well, pro tip here, make sure your knife is nice and sharp. So doing the first one, it took a little while to kind of figure it out. There's a little seal button that seals this top part because the end of it is open. So you kind of get the meat in there. There's a little slit that as you close that down, it's going to suck the air out of it. And it just takes a little while to kind of figure it out, but it wasn't too hard. As you can see, I kind of fumbled with the instructions, but I didn't quite read them all too well. I figured it was easy enough. And once you get that nice and sealed, vacuum seal. And I got another one here I'm going to do. A little bit thicker cut. So I did one kind of the long way, and I'm doing one kind of the landscape way. And yeah, you can cut one, put them in there. I'm doing it kind of the sandwich way, toss them in there deep, getting them nice and sealed. And then once you kind of get that nice and sealed, then you start throwing them in the freezer. And then you can cook these. I've seen people boil them to get them nice and tenderized, and then they kind of sear them. And then, as you can see, got a whole freezer full of steaks ready to go. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.